Jennifer and Tasha are joining us now exclusively. Good morning, ladies. Good to see you.
Good morning, Matt.
Physically, emotionally, how you guys doing?
NBC has been phenomenal. The USS Ashland made the world a different place for us.
So I see the smiles. You're happy to be back on dry land.
Yes.
Let's start with the first day. It was May 3rd, I think. You guys take off from Honolulu. You say that first night you faced a major storm, force 11, high winds, and it lasted for something like 3 days. What was it like to ride that storm out?
I'm actually a heavy sleeper, so when she told me, buckle down with the boys and go to bed and sleep.
The dogs.
Yes. I knocked out like the dead.
Yeah.
Didn't faze me.
What was it like being on that sailboat, 50-foot sailboat?
I am used to sailing in the Hawaiian waters, so I'm used to small storms coming up, and I didn't expect it to be what it was. I said, Tasha, if I make a mistake doing this, we're going to die tonight. And she said, oh, I trust you. Go ahead. Have fun.
This, by the way, I'm a boater. I should tell you that right off the bat. If I'm on a 3-week trip from Honolulu to Tahiti, that happens to me on the first night, I'm turning around, I'm going back. I'm saying, bad karma, I'll try again. You didn't do that.
Well, made modifications to the hull of the boat. And so the keel, the bottom part of the boat, was 8'6". The two closest harbors to us, one Manele Bay, is only 6 to 7 feet in the harbor channel. And the second one is Lahaina. It's only 8 foot deep.
But you can get close enough to shore to signal someone and say you're in trouble. Let me just go back to this storm, though. National Weather Service, Coast Guard say that although there were small craft advisories for some squalls in that area, that they had no record, no prediction, no reports of a storm of the scale that you're talking about. How do you come to terms with that?
Well, I understand fish stories. I believe that the storm advisory that the U.S. Coast Guard did say they did put out for the Alanuihaha and the area west of the Big Island was anticipated to be smaller than some of the downdrafts that we saw. I will agree that if you were there, you would say the same thing I did.
It felt big if you were on that 50-foot sailboat.
Yeah.
Let me move further into this ordeal. In the middle of June 15th, the Coast Guard says that on an unrelated search mission, they had received a phone call from some friends or family members of yours saying, we haven't heard from these ladies. So they got into radio contact with a boat that was called the Sea Nymph. They heard back on the radio from people who said, we are the crew of the Sea Nymph, we're fine, and we should get to Tahiti tomorrow. You say your GPS shows you were nowhere near Tahiti. Who did they talk to?
I have no idea, but Garmin makes a great product, and this is one of the GPSs that we had on our Sea Nymph, and it shows that we were nowhere near Tahiti.
So you never spoke to the Coast Guard?
Actually, we did speak to the Coast Guard on the third day after we came through the storm, because they checked on us to make sure we were okay. We saw them after we were at Christmas Island when we were denied access to stop in at Christmas Island, and the next time we saw them was after the Ashland.
Can we talk about sharks? Okay, there's a part of this ordeal where you guys say sharks were around the boat for hours, and that they actually rammed the hull on occasions in almost a coordinated attack. What was that like?
Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. We were too ignorant to realize what was going on, and the sharks had been telling us, you're in our living room and you're not leaving fast enough, and we didn't realize that was what we were being told until too late.
Two things about that. First of all, scientists have said sharks don't behave that way, and we'll take your story at its word. Again, I'm a boater. That's when I would have pushed the distress beacon. I would have said, we're in trouble here. These sharks are surrounding us. Let's call for help. You never used your distress beacon. Why?
Well, the sharks were 6 inches away, and using an EPIRB means that in the location where we were, it's probably 4 hours to a day before the Coast Guard would have found us on a flyover. So we took our chances with the man upstairs who gave us grace and allowed us to still be here today.
You survived on dry goods, and you had a water purifier, thank goodness. That got you through.
Katadyn.
Yeah, okay, you're going, right, fine. You'll go back out? You would do this again? You would take a trip like this again, even after what you've been through?
Oh, we wouldn't take a trip just like this again.
No,
We'd take a
you
trip with
learn.
even more preparation.
You learn from your mistakes, and you prepare for what you handled.
Going through what you went through, does it bother you that you come back and people are questioning whether this ordeal existed in the Pacific Ocean or existed somewhere up here?
It's a unique situation. We were not expecting it. We did not call the media. The Navy did. And so we're enjoying the ride, and we're glad to be here. We're glad to be here with you.
Well, we're glad you're safe and sound. Jen and Tasha, thanks for coming in this morning. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having us.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.